Hi, this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and this is the project that we're working on today. This is project 3 of Candid Moments. And if you've been following me and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And you can purchase any of these items that you see me demonstrate from the links below at my website, dorothy.closetomyheart.com. So I will be showing you how I put this together, and I follow basically the instructions that come with the kit. So here we go. The kits, our workshops come with all of the die cuts and stickers that you need. The only thing you need is a paper cutter and some adhesive. This is the background we're using on the left-hand page, and that's the flip side of the paper. The second page is going to be a vanilla white background, so it's an off-white, it's a real creamy white, and with a strip of the sapphire tone-on-tone background paper. So I'm just popping out all of the details that are shown in the layout. So leaves and flowers and all sorts of fun round figures that some look like flowers, some are just because, and some are the center of flowers. So these big flowers that you see here, that's a Sundance. And you pop out the center, and this is papaya. Super pretty colors. And so what I love about the Close to My Heart workshops for both the cards and the scrapbook layouts is all of the design is done. Now you can choose to follow it or you can choose to change it. If you're particularly artistic and like to do your own thing, you can do that too, but you've got all sorts of pieces to work with and do what you want with them. So I choose to do the layouts as they are, just so you can kind of see what they look like, because so often the pictures really don't do justice. So hopefully the video gives you a little bit better idea of what you end up with after you've finished. And these are really easy to put together. It's not nothing hard. We even show you how to do new techniques, which you will see a technique on this layout on the second page. So I'm just taking the pieces of the camera to put them together. It's a cute little camera. And so I'm getting rid of the background, the carrier sheets for the die cuts, and I'm sorting through and putting all the leaves in a pile, the flowers in a pile, and all the round figures in its own pile, so I know which pile to look for things. Otherwise you can get a little frustrated trying to find the right piece. So, and then my odd shapes are going to go with the camera. And I'm pulling out, now these pieces were cut earlier, I cut them off camera, and the cutting for the scrapbook workshops is very, very simple. Very, very easy cuts to do, nothing super intricate. So I'm just adding a little bit of Tombow to keep my background paper still, and I'm using my Close to My Heart mat for layout purposes. And look at how pretty those colors are. So it's like a peach and papaya and Sundance, and all on the strong background of sapphire. So what I like, it's called Candid Moments. So these 3 layouts that we've done so far, this is the 3rd layout. So we're coming 2 inches over and like 1.5 inches down. So you get the picture of what it looks like, but then below there, the lighter version of the picture of the layout shows you the amount of the measurements for coming over and coming down with each piece. So I'm going 2 inches, like 2 1/8 inches over, and almost 2 inches down. So, but all of those numbers are on that lower picture that's slightly grayed out. So this is the photo background, and it's actually takes a 5x7, so you have a nice big picture that's going on the first page. And some of the pieces are on your sticker sheet and some are from the die cut. So you just kind of, if you can't find it in the die cuts, then go over to your sticker sheet and you'll be able to find what you're looking for. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of pieces on that 12x12 sticker sheet. And just a reminder, the stickers are made from our cardstock. So they're very thick stickers, very sturdy, and hold up very well. So that's a little two-tone star that's going up there. And another little one of the die cuts. And any chance I get to pop something up, something that doesn't have to lay flat, I do. So it's, you want to add some dimension when you can to your layout. And I'm just using the leftover squares from various shaker cards that I've made. When I make shaker windows, you end up with all these extra pieces of double stick foam. So it's really cool, and you can you know, get an abundance of double stick foam pieces to use on later cards and scrapbook layouts. So very good. It's a win-win. I'm just kind of gathering up the pieces because I'm going to do kind of a basic layout here of how it turns out. Now I will say this particular piece, on the layout it shows it to be a much lighter blue, more like the larger blue circle to the right there. But this was the piece that I found, and there was not another one that was the lighter blue. So I don't know. It's not a big deal. I mean, it really isn't. It's probably just a difference in the what corporate headquarters was doing. So it's the same thing with that kind of scalloped middle circle that looks like a chrysanthemum to me. It's also kind of shown in the lighter blue, but it's not on the sticker sheet and it's not in my die cuts. So you have to not worry about it. Now, I missed putting the dotted zip strip all along the edge. And as it turns out, it works out just fine, because what I ended up doing was just cutting the piece. So this part that you wouldn't see is going to be used on the second page, because I had kind of a problem pulling up the 5x7 mat, and I didn't want to rip the paper. So I'm just cutting it. Not a big deal. You can go with it. And who knows what happened to my other dotted zip strip. It is not to be found. So this worked out, to tell you the truth, it worked out perfectly, and you'll see that later. So it's amazing that that little bit of yellow, the Sundance yellow, just made a big difference. The zip strips get used a lot on these pages, and it just makes for fun to see how much detail and how much contrast you add with just a small half-inch piece of paper. So I'm using my liquid Tombow to put these pieces down, and they're a little hard for me to place without getting my fingers all full of glue. And so I'm using a tweezer and placing it. So it just kind of makes it a little bit easier. I'm running low on that Tombow. It's getting harder and harder to squeeze the bottle. And look at how those leaves really just do so much for adding the detail. So these layouts, we've been doing these workshops for a while this way. We used to do a whole lot of stamping and cutting and what have you. And the die cuts make putting the scrapbook pages together so much easier and so much faster. I'll tell you, this video, I have a tendency to work a little slow. This video was speeded up to 200%. So this layout, each of the layouts has been taking me about 50 minutes. Or, yeah, about 50 minutes to put together. So I imagine you could probably do it faster than me, but still, you get a really nice looking layout with not a whole lot of time. And you don't have to spend all your time at one point putting a scrapbook layout together. You can do them, as you've got time for it. So this is where I sort of run out of Tombow. And what I'm going to do is pop this large flower up. And so then I don't really need to put any kind of glue all along the petals. But look at how cute that looks. And so I'm just kind of getting the excess glue that kind of got smeared over there. And it just rubs right off. So that's perfect. So any place where you've got an overhang onto your picture, I don't put any kind of glue or whatever. So I can slide my pictures right under the detail. So, and it's not far enough into the picture where it would probably interfere with the picture. Now that's going to be my journaling card. And if you want, you can run lines along the journaling card to have some nice straight lines for putting your, when I write without lines, I write on a terrible slant. I mean, it's like a significant, like a 30-degree slant. And so I have a tendency to want to use lines to keep my writing so it's perpendicular, parallel to the bottom and top of the paper. So that's a little detail from one of the stickers. And then this darling little bird is going to go right in the corner there. And he kind of pulls all the colors together. And I'm popping him up a little bit too. So that's a lot of stuff going on to highlight that 5x7 picture. So I think it's really cute. Now you can add other stuff to it, or you don't even have to put all the stuff on there if you don't want to. It's not, it's just, what do you prefer? What is your style? Are you cleaner and less detail, or do you really like to load it up? So this is the French vanilla. See how creamy white that is? And I'm adding a piece of the sapphire, tone on tone, and this is kind of continuing from one page over into the next. Now the instructions call for another dotted zip strip going down that full line there. But since I don't have a second zip strip, I will show you what I do to try to make the most of the piece I have left. So the first thing that's going on are the papaya cardstock. Now this is to hold 2 3x3 pictures. So you'll be taking maybe like a 4x6 and cropping out anything that's unnecessary to tell what your picture is all about. And I mean, a lot of times people have a lot of stuff in the background that's completely unnecessary and it's just noise to the picture. So there's that piece, and that's just going to go just tucked right under that very corner there. So that means that whole strip is, you wouldn't see it anyway. So I'm just kind of tucking under what I've got left, and it works out perfectly. So there we go. I was worried. I was worried about that because I have no idea where that zip strip went. So there's our photo placeholders. Now those are just telling me when I come back to put pictures on there to put a 2 3x3s, and then this is a 3x4 that's going in the lower corner. And then we've got this big flower that's going to go underneath. So see how cute that is? It makes a very cute flower center, and it kind of looks like a fireworks. So they kind of have the blue piece going over the picture. So what I'm going to do is pop up the blue piece, but still use it as the center for the flower. So I'm trying to place that because it shows it's almost to the edge, to the right-hand side of the paper and the bottom. And then I just popped up the little blue piece. And then I love this. This is actually the same little figure that we used on the very first layout for Candid Moments. And it's very cute. Kind of reminds me of little paper clips. So now what I'm going to do is put the pieces together for the camera. So we've got 3 pieces that go on top of the background of the camera. And this is where I think I'm running out. Nothing's coming. It's empty, no matter how I squeeze. So I get my other Tombow. One's clear, one's white. It doesn't really make a difference. And once again, instead of getting my fingers all full of glue, I'm just using the tweezers. Makes it so much easier. And the tweezers are close to my heart tweezers. So we have really good tools. Those scissors there and the tweezers are 2 of them. The scissors are non-stick Teflon coated scissors. They're extremely sharp. They're absolutely wonderful. You can do extremely precise cutting with those coated microtip scissors. And they last forever. I think I still have the first pair I've ever gotten, probably more than, 16 or 17 years ago, that still cut. So I just have, I like to have several pairs of scissors around. I have them in different places where I work. So there's my camera, and then the little peach-colored flower is going to go up top. And then we've got 1 leaf left, and it is going to go kind of under the camera. And then that little figure is going to go, it's another one of the little starbursts, or whatever you want to call those, sunburst. So there we go. Now I'm going to pop the camera up, and this was a big shaker window that I made. So there's a ton of squares that went with this particular shaker window. So I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was just a couple of days ago. So of course we're still working on leftovers, which are just wonderful. So there's my camera. Cute. So cute. And then a star is going to go up, two-tone star is going to go up in the corner there. Now we're going to do the title. And the title is This Is Our Story. So there it is. And I keep on thinking this is your story, but no, it's our. So there isn't a Y missing. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what happened to the Y? Just automatic thinking, who knows? So I realized I needed my papaya ink stamp. And so what we're going to do is I got one of my blob stamps. I call them my blob because they just make blobs of different types, like dotted and blobby and small blobs and big blobs, roundish blobs and square blobs. So I am going to use this irregular pattern one and season it because I don't think I've used it before. And we're going to try, I'm just seeing whether I want first generation or second generation. And I definitely want the second generation. But I need to put my little sponge down there because I'm not getting an even stamp, and that's better. So I need to put that underneath. Now, so this is what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to make some blobs and rotate the blob a little bit. Do first generation and then put second generation down. So I don't want it real dark because I want the story to stick out. It's going to stick out because it's done in the dark chipboard. Now the other thing that is shown on the directions is that the This Is Our is two-toned. But the two-toning, it doesn't come that way. It just comes peach. That's it. So it doesn't come as two-tone. So you have to make it two-tone. Now I'm using 3M strips for masking. You don't have to. You can just use a piece of paper. Now you could just take the ink pad and stamp it, but of course you wouldn't want to do it on top of your layout there. You would want to do it where you've got a lot of leeway. I'm using a sponge and just sponging the ink onto the lower parts of the letters, all three words. And so this is kind of an interesting technique. This is something you can use on any other layout that you do, or even cards where you want to do something that's two-tone. This is a great idea. So I'm trying to carefully pull it up and look at that. Cool. I mean, it's very cool. You just want to be careful that you don't rip your title up. So I like that. I've never done that before. I think that's just so cool. And I'm using my dots, not dots, but I'm using my glue to make little dots to stick the title down. Same thing here. I think ours should have gone over to the left a little bit more, but it's a little late for me to do it at this point. Or maybe the is should have come over. Anyway, that's fine. That's just fine. Actually, there's about as much sticking out on the left and right of this for either word, so I think it's just fine. And then story is part of the chipboard here. And so I'm just popping out those letters. There's the story, and then the brackets are there also. Now, you don't have to put the brackets if you don't want to, but they're kind of cute. And the ink blobs just kind of make a little bit of a background for story. So it's not just, you know, the dark brown letters on top of the vanilla white background. You know, you've got, you know, some color to add to it. So that's why we make so many different blob stamps. It's always good to have a one of these in your collection of stamps. I love them. I get whenever they have one, I get it because I just like the blobs. So there's our second page. And I'm just looking around to see if I've got anything that's missing. And there's a little bit of a thing down, I think it says "This is us." You know, and there's other stickers on there if you want to use more stickers. That's certainly up to you, because nobody's coming over and saying, hey, you can't do that. So I would suggest add your own style to your layouts. So there's our third project for Candid Moments. And please make sure you subscribe. And these layouts can be used for most any type of situation. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.